On the 3rd anniversary of our engagement, my fiancé, Dominic Corleone, heir to one of the most powerful mafia dynasties in New York, told me he was not ready to form a new family, so that our wedding would have to postpone. I told myself to wait for some time. The bond between the Corleones and the Valentinos, our families' sacred alliance, would hold us together. But what followed were his endless betrayals and tortures. I walked into a bridal boutique and saw him laughing with Lillian, the childhood friend who always lingered too close. I watched him destroy the wedding gown I had spent months designing, then crush my hand beneath his heel until it bled. And when I thought I had hit rock bottom, he proved I was wrong by getting behind the wheel and ing me down. He thought I'd beg and cling to him, terrified of losing the Corleone name and privilege that came with it. But instead, I made one phone call and insisted firmly on canceling the engagement. However, that call didn't just end a marriage arrangement. It unearthed a secret that had been buried for over a decade and turned a marriage born of duty into a story of dark devotion. The moment I pushed open the door of the bridal boutique, the sight before me froze the blood in my veins. My fiancé, Dominic Corleone, had his arm draped lazily around Lillian Russell, the childhood friend Od never learned where her place was. They were laughing, his hand resting possessively on her waist as if he was her man. When Dominic finally lifted his gaze and saw me standing there, he didn't even flinch. The corner of his mouth curled in a smirk, but he didn't bother to move his arm away. He just tilted his chin toward me, like I was the one intruding. Lillian shrank back behind him, pretending to look guilty, though the smug gleam in her eyes betrayed her. I took a slow, steady breath and walked closer. Dominic, you told me this morning you had an urgent meeting at the company and couldn't come with them. To try on wedding dresses. What are you doing here? His tone was indifferent. Lillian asked me to help her choose a gown for her engagement party. So I came. The disgust in my expression must have shown, because he stopped pretending. He exhaled a cloud of smoke from the cigar between his fingers, straight into my face. Eva Valentino, he said, his voice sharp as glass. Don't start taking things out on Lillian. He chuckled then, that cruel, mocking sound I'd once mistaken for charm. What's your problem, huh? So desperate to get married you have to stalk me everywhere I go. I told you I'll marry you. I meant it. But Lillian's been sick all her life, barely made it through college. Her dream was to have a campus wedding. You really have to fight with this? Once upon a time, when he talked about our arranged marriage, there had been smile in his eyes. Eva, he used to say, we were born tied together. This bond, between Corleone and Valentino, isn't just business. It's fate, God's will. And I believed him. Every word. Believed that what tied us was destiny, not family benefits. So when Lillian started showing up more and more often, I believed his excuses. Every single one of them. Lillian's just boring. I brought her along to your birthday party at the club. She's always loved sailing, but she's too frail to try. Eva, she came just to cheer for you at your race. It's only a necklace. She liked it, so I gave it to her. It's not expensive. If you want one, I'll have them make you something with diamonds. And every time I swallowed it, all the signs had been there. Every betrayal left its trace. I just refused to see it. How pathetic. I steadied my voice, though it came out like ice. If she's that fragile, I'm not about to fight her over something so worthless. Dominic's expression hardened. Jesus, Eva, cut the attitude. What's that supposed to mean? You cursing her now? He stepped closer, voice rising, full of disdain. Can you stop being so damn toxic for once? She just wants a memory to hold on to. Why do you always have to ruin things? I didn't bother replying. I turned to leave, signaling for a cab outside. But Dominic wasn't done humiliating me. His hand shot out, fingers closing around my wrist with brutal force. Eva, how can you just go like this? Don't be fucking petty. Pain shot through my arm, but I met his gaze cold and unflinching. Something flickered in his eyes, hesitation, maybe guilt, before he softened his tone. Eva, come on, he said, voice lower, coaxing. It's just a game to cheer her up. Like when we used to play Playhouse, on the block as kids. You know what I mean? It's nothing serious. I forced myself to nod, just to end it. Sure, I understand. Now let go. He finally released me, exhaling with smug relief. Good girl. Don't make a scene next time. Before I could respond, Lillian came out of the fitting room in a white gown, clutching the fabric like a damsel in distress. Eva, please don't be angry, she said in a trembling voice, her eyes wide with fake innocence. I just wanted to do something special for graduation. I've been sick for so long, I never got to experience anything normal. I swear, as soon as it's over, I'll give Dominic back to you. Don't hate me, okay? I didn't bother answering. I just gave a curt nod, opened the car door, and told the driver to go. But just as the car started moving, a piercing scream shattered the air outside. My heart seized the moment I heard the scream. Stop, I ordered. The driver slammed on the brakes, and I pushed the door open. Lillian was sprawled on the ground, her pristine white gown torn open at the hem, blood streaking across her cheek. Dominic's eyes went bloodshot in an instant. He scooped her up like a knight rescuing a princess and spun toward me, his voice exploding in rage. Eva, are you out of your damn mind? What the hell is wrong with you? His glare was feral, seething. You wanted to ruin her face, didn't you? How could you be this cruel? Do you even have a conscience? Lillian buried herself deeper into his arms, sobbing delicately. Dominic, please. She didn't mean it. Don't be angry at Eva. Lillian, you're too kind, he murmured, brushing a strand of her hair behind her ear before turning back to me, venom dripping from his tone. Apologize to her. Right now. Stop embarrassing yourself. I stood still, face cold, saying nothing.